Old mountain radio observatory, where the wind writes history. Steel dishes turn to sky, like they're asking why. Snow is falling through the frame, like it's searching for a name. And the signals faint and thin begin again. Oscilloscopes flicker slow in a language none will know. Static patterns form and break, like the world begins to shake. A technician left his chair, still rotating in the air. Locks are open, last line reads. Something answers when it sees. The antenna hums at night, even when there's no satellite. Like it's listening to the dark for a missing spark. No clear call, no reply, just signals are lost into the sky. Mountain observatory high, where the silence learns to fly. Every wave becomes a trace of a vanished place. Radio observatory deep, where forgotten signals sleep. I don't search, I don't resist, I just drift inside it. Coils of glowing faint blue fire, like they're feeding some desire from a source beyond the snow that no one can know. A headset whispers broken tones, half alive and made of bones. Conversations never sent and meanings never meant. The generator starts to fail, still repeats the same old tale of something crossing through the air that shouldn't be there. No clear call, no reply, just signals are lost into the sky. Mountain observatory high, where the silence learns to fly. Every wave becomes a trace of a vanished place. Radio observatory deep, where forgotten signals sleep. I don't search, I don't resist, I just drift inside it. Maybe sound is not from here, but from something we don't hear, echoing across the bend where dimensions end. Maybe listening is wrong, maybe silence is the song that the universe repeats in invisible beats. Static hum, we becomes no one steal, nothing real. Signal breaks, time shakes, wind calls, everything falls. The observatory fades to white in the endless Arctic night, but I can still feel that tone, like it lives in bone. And I stand inside the dish with a half-forgotten wish that the signal might reply from beyond the sky. Then everything becomes the wave that no one tried to save, just patterns in the frozen gears are frozen mid-spin, like they're remembering when steam pipes whisper through the dark, still trying to spark a rhythm lost beneath the dust of mechanical trust. Conveyor belts stretch out in line, carrying fragments of time, broken seconds, cracked displays from forgotten days. A giant clock with no face still defines this place, ticking without sound or beat under rusted steel sheets. Workers gone but tools remain, still acting out the same refrain of assembling moments made before they all decay. No forward step, no rewind sound, just frozen time spinning round. Clock factory under stone, where the hours stand alone. Every gear begins to break, but never truly wakes. Clock factory, don't resist, let the silence coexist. I don't move, I don't define, I just drift inside. A pendulum swings in air, but there's no one there to watch it send a slow descent of time that never went. Blueprints fade upon the wall like they never meant at all to build a system that could hold what time once told. Oil drips in steady streams like mechanical dreams, trying to restart the flow of a world too slow. No forward step, no rewind sound, just frozen time spinning round. Clock factory under stone, where the hours stand alone. Every gear begins to break, but never truly wakes. Clock factory, don't resist, let the silence coexist. I don't move, I don't define, I just drift inside it. Maybe time is just a wheel that forgot what it can feel, repeating every single turn until the last gear burns. Maybe every ticking sound is just memory unbound, echoing in iron frames that forgot their names. Gear grind, lost mind, steel size, time dies, clock turns, dust burns, spring snaps, nothing lasts. The factory begins to fade like a thought that's been delayed but still somewhere in the ticking air, I am still there. Old abandoned canyon observatory, where the wind writes poetry. Stone arches over endless red, like something ancient never did. Heat shimmers in the broken dome, like the place is still a home for thoughts that never left the air. Angled toward the sky reflect a world that won't reply. Only sun and shifting dust, and silence built on trust. A telescope still points ahead, though everything is already said. In light that takes 1,000 years to reach these ears, a map of stars is carved in sand by no visible hand, as if the desert redefines its own divine lines. No night call, no cool air, just burning space that's always there. Canyon observatory lost in the flame, where the sky forgets its name. Every shadow melts away into endless day. Canyon observatory high, where the sun refuses to die. Stone instruments begin to hum, like the heat has made them come alive with something undefined beyond human mind. A broken lens still bends the light into fragments of the night that never actually arrives, but still survives. Footsteps echo in the sand, though no one makes a stand. Like the canyon keeps the trace of every vanished face. No night call, no cool air, just burning space that's always there. Canyon observatory lost in the flame, where the sky forgets its name. Every shadow melts away into endless day. Canyon observatory high, where the sun refuses to die. I don't fight, I don't resist, I just dissolve in it. Maybe light is just a wave that refuses to behave, stretching endlessly through time until it breaks the line. Maybe seeing is the burn of a world that will not learn that everything we try to hold turns into gold. Heat hum, time comes, stone cracks, nothing goes bad, dust flows, no one knows. Light breaks, everything shakes. The observatory fades to dust, but somehow still we trust that something in the is bright, I am still the light. Old abandoned crystal cave system, where the earth begins to listen. Walls are glowing soft and blue, like they're dreaming something new. Stalactites like frozen time, hanging in a silent rhyme, and the air feels thick with glow that no surface world will know. Rivers carved through glassy stone, singing tones of undertone, like the planet softly speaks in frequencies so deep. Crystals pulse in gentle waves, marking unseen ancient graves of pressure, heat, and buried light from beyond the night. The cavern opens like a mind, leaving every thought behind, into corridors of shine that bend and redefine. No sky above, no ground below, just living stone that starts to grow. Crystal cave beneath the world, where the hidden light is curled. Every wall begins to sing with the silent endless ring. Crystal cave, don't resist, let the darkness coexist. I don't run, I don't define, I just dissolve inside it. Mineral veins begin to hum, like the earth is not so numb, but awake and gently aware of everything still there. A crystal bridge appears midair, leading somewhere nowhere there, where reflections split and bend without beginning or end. Shadows fracture into light inside this buried night, as if the world above is fake and here is what is awake. No sky above, no ground below, just living stone that starts to grow. Crystal cave beneath the world, where the hidden light is curled. Every wall begins to sing with the silent endless ring. Crystal cave, don't resist, let the darkness coexist. I don't run, I don't define, I just dissolve inside it. Maybe Earth is not a shell, but a voice that learns to tell stories written in the deep, where the roots don't sleep. Maybe everything we know is just light that's moving slow through the body of a stone that thinks alone. Stone hum, we become. Light bends, nothing ends. Crystal gleam, Earth's dream, pulse slow. Nobody knows. The cave begins to fade to sound like the world is underground, and I am part of every line that reshapes time. And I stand within the glow of something I don't know, feeling everything align without a sign. And silence turns into a stream of an endless mineral dream, where I no longer separate from what I create. deep, the earth doesn't sleep. Old abandoned circus on the outskirts plain, where the tents still feel the rain. Canvas torn but colors stay, like they forgot to decay. A carousel stands still mid-spin, with echoes locked within. And the wind becomes the crowd, laughing loud. Clown masks hang on broken poles, guarding forgotten roles. Painted smiles slightly cracked, like emotions they once lacked. A ringmaster's coat still swings, as if it remembers things of applause that used to shake the ground it cannot make. Animals are gone but near, in the silence you can hear footsteps pacing round and round without a sound. No applause, no final show, just empty seats that still don't know. Ghost circus in the night, where the joy forgets its light. Every laugh turns into dust, every dream turns into rust. Ghost circus, don't resist, let the silence coexist. I don't run, I don't define, I just drift inside it. Acrobats frozen in midair, on wires that lead nowhere, like gravity forgot the rules of broken fading schools. A ticket booth still softly clicks with no hands to do the tricks, just memory repeating play of another day. A big top slowly starts to fade, like it never was displayed, but something keeps it anchored still against its will. No applause, no final show, just empty seats that still don't know. Ghost circus in the night, where the joy forgets its light. Every laugh turns into dust, every dream turns into rust. Ghost circus, don't resist, let the silence coexist. I don't run, I don't define, I just drift inside it. Maybe joy is just a sound that gets trapped in broken ground, repeating what it used to be, but never free. Maybe every show we made was just light that slowly strayed from something we can't reclaim, but still call name. Lights flicker, time quicker, crowd fades, memory sways, rope snaps, echo claps, ring turns, nothing returns. The circus starts to disappear, but still I feel it near, like laughter etched into the air that isn't there. And I stand beneath the dome, like I've always been at home, inside the chaos and the sound that's not around. Then everything becomes the stage, without actors, without cage, just endless looping empty play. goes away. Ghost circus in the night, where the joy forgets its light. Every laugh turns into dust, every dream turns into rust. Ghost circus, don't resist. Let the silence coexist. I don't run, I don't define. I just drift inside it. And as the big top disappears, I lose all sense of years. But somewhere in the fading show, I still glow. The circus sleeps but never ends, it only bends. And somewhere in the empty rain, I still hear it sing. Old abandoned underground metrocore, where the city breathes no more. Concrete veins beneath the street, where echoes never meet. Emergency lights still faintly glow, in the rhythm very slow, like the system won't accept that everything is left. Train maps flicker on the wall, but no destinations call. Only loops that never end around the bends. Escalators move along, grinding steps into stone, like they're trying to recall who used to walk this hall. A speaker system hums a tone, half machine, half unknown, repeating names that lost their place in this empty space. No entry sign, no exit line, just looping rails through space and time. Underground metro core of night, where the tunnels eat the light. Every train returns the same, but never knows its name. Metro core, don't resist. Let the silence coexist. I don't stop, I don't define. I just drift inside it. Platform edges start to bend, like reality will end into corridors that shift without a lift. Ticket gates still softly click, even though no hands exist. Like the system dreams it works through invisible perks. A maintenance drone still flies through collapsed underground skies, scanning for a world that's gone but still moves on. No entry sign, no exit line, just looping rails through space and time. Underground metro core of night, where the tunnels eat the light. Every train returns the same, but never knows its name. Metro core, don't resist. Let the silence coexist. I don't stop, I don't define. I just drift inside it. Maybe transit is just thought that forgets what it has sought, circling an endless track that never goes back. Maybe underground is where we leave behind the air, and when the movement isn't free but memory still hum. We become light fades, memory trades, rails bend. Old abandoned Skybridge network, where the wind has learned to work through steel veins over the void of a city long destroyed. Glass panels crack but still hold light from a forgotten height, and the clouds drift far below, like they don't even know. Walkways stretch between the towers, frozen hours after hours, suspended roads with no return that still somehow burn. Safety rails are bent and thin, like they're folding everything in. Every step feels out of place in this empty space. Signs still point to exits near, but no exits appear. Only pathways looping wide through a sky with no divide. No ground call, no end line, just hanging roads through space and time. Skybridge network in the void, where the silence gets deployed. Every step becomes a fall that leads to nothing at all. Skybridge system, don't resist. Let the emptiness coexist. I don't run, I don't define, I just drift inside it. Elevators hang midair, like they forgot why they were there. Buttons glow but do not press, like they're stuck in emptiness. Maintenance light still blinks, like the system overthinks every bridge it tried to build in a world already still. Wind moves through the hollow frame, whisper no name, just a pressure in the blue that passes through. No ground call, no end line, just hanging roads through space and time. Skybridge network in the void, where the silence gets deployed. Every step becomes a fall that leads to nothing at all. Skybridge system, don't resist. Let the emptiness coexist. I don't run, I don't define, I just drift inside it. Maybe connection is just there, pretending it is there. Bridge between what cannot stay and what will drift away. Maybe height is not descent, but a way the world was meant to slowly come undone. Under a silent sun, steel hum, we become. Glass breaks, nothing wakes. Wind calls, sky falls, light fades, memory sways. The Skybridge network starts to fade, like a memory it made of movement that was never real, but still could feel. And I stand between the span of everything I am, feeling something slip away into the gray. Then all becomes a floating line, without reason or design, just endless crossing through the air that's always there. Skybridge network in the void, where the silence gets deployed. Every step becomes a fall that leads to nothing at lost and old abandoned botanical greenhouse where the plants refuse to lose. Glass dome cracked by time and storm, but still something feels warm. Vines are crawling up the frame like they're learning every name, and the rain becomes the sound of life coming back around. Flowers bloom in broken light from a sun that lost its fight. Colors bleeding through decay in a slow persistent way. Leaves are pressing through the floor like they wanna be much more than what humans left behind in the space defined. The fountain still runs low and thin like it never had an end. Water tracing ancient stone in rhythms all its own. No outside cold, no concrete wall, just growing things that outlast all. Botanical greenhouse lost in green where the world is slowly seen. Every root begins to rise toward forgotten skies. Greenhouse, don't resist, let the wild coexist. I don't break, I don't define, I just grow inside it. Glass panels shimmer in the rain like they're feeling every pain of a world that tried to hold but cannot be controlled. Butterflies inside the dome treat the ruin as their home, flying through the broken beams of decaying dreams. A rusted sign that reads preserve, still trying to conserve what nature already knew it would break through. No outside cold, no concrete wall, just growing things that outlast all. Botanical greenhouse lost in green where the world is slowly seen. Every root begins to rise toward forgotten skies. Greenhouse, don't resist, let the wild coexist. I don't break, I don't define, I just grow inside it. Maybe life is not control, but something we unfold, a pattern that ignores all human laws and doors. Maybe every broken frame is just nature's way to claim what was always meant to be wild and free. Vines climb, lost time, glass breaks, nature wakes, rain falls, stone calls, green spreads, nothing ends. The greenhouse starts to disappear, but I can still feel it near, like it's growing through my mind, leaving time behind. And I stand inside the bloom of a slowly changing room where everything begins again without an end. Then all becomes a living breath that never knows death, just cycles turning endlessly into greenery. Botanical greenhouse lost in green where the world is slowly seen. Every root begins to rise toward forgotten skies. Greenhouse, don't resist, let the wild coexist. dissolves away. I feel I still stay, not inside walls of stone or glass, but where all things pass. The greenhouse still breathes below, even when I go. And somewhere in the endless green, I'm still seen. Old abandoned oil rig in the northern sea, where the wind has memory. Steel legs rising from the black, like they're waiting to go back. Waves slam hard against the frame, but nothing here feels tame. Just dying, breathing through the storm. In a form, helipad cracked and slowly rusts, covered in salt and dust. Signals flicker faint and red, like something half dead. Control room still hums below, with no operator to know that systems keep repeating lines through corrupted time. Drilling arms frozen mid-motion, pointing into ocean, like they once tried to pierce something more than mere surface. No return shore, no dry ground, just endless sea and metal sound. Oil rig lost in storm and night, where the ocean meets the light. Every boat begins to break, but never fully wakes. Oil rig, don't resist, the storm and rust coexist. I don't hold, I don't define, I just drift inside it. Emergency lights still flashing cold on a slowly sinking note, like the structure still believes in what it achieves. Chains swinging rhythmic pain, like they're counting every gain of a world that came to drill, but never will. A radio emits a cry into the endless sky, but it only meets the wind that doesn't respond within. No return shore, no dry ground, just endless sea and metal sound. Oil rig lost in storm and night, where the ocean meets the light. Every boat begins to break, but never fully wakes. Oil rig, don't resist, let the storm and rust coexist. I don't hold, I don't define, I just drift inside it. Maybe what we built to take is what begins to break under weight of endless need that never learns to heed. Maybe ocean is the claim that erases every name, not in anger, not in hate, but just to equilibrate. Steel gone, storm moans, waves rise, structure dies, bolts snap, time wraps, light fades, nothing stays. The rig begins to slowly fall, but still it feels like all that ever was remains inside the rising tide. And I stand upon the deck, where everything is wrecked, but strangely I feel whole inside the roll. Then everything becomes the sea, no boundary, no me, just pressure turning into breath, and something like death. Oil rig lost in stormy night, where the ocean meets the light. Every boat begins to break, but never fully wakes. Oil rig, don't resist. Let the storm and rust coexist. I don't hold, I don't define. I just drift inside it. And as the structure disappears, I lose all sense of years. But something in the deep remains inside my veins. The rig is gone, but still it calls through underwater halls. And somewhere in the endless tide, I never died. Old abandoned space, elevator, counterweight station, where gravity lost its nation. Floating platform in endless dark, with a fading, quiet spark. Cable stretching to the void, where physics feels destroyed, and the silence feels too real to ever feel. Control panels still glow faint, like a system without constraint. Running checks on nothing there, just endless air. A maintenance log repeats lines of incomplete feet. Structure stable, it still says as it decays. Counterweight drifts so slow through a sky it doesn't know, attached to earth by thread of something already dead. No up, no down, no edge, no ground, just orbits pull without a sound. Space, elevator, counterweight in flight, where the world forgets the night. Every rotation bends the line between space and time. Counterweight, don't resist. Let the void and earth coexist. I don't fall, I don't remain, I just drift inside it. Inside it. Thrusters pulse in silent bursts, like they're curing cosmic thirst. Just in nothing, nowhere near a point that's clear. Solar panels turn to face a sun that lost its place, as if direction itself has been shelved. A broken camera still streams fragments of machine dreams of engineers long gone, but the code moves on. No up, no down, no edge, no ground, just orbits pull without a sound. Space, elevator, counterweight in flight, where the world forgets the night. Every rotation bends the line between space and time. Counterweight, don't resist. Let the void and earth coexist. I don't fall, I don't remain, I just drift inside. Maybe balance is a lie. We tell the sky to make the fall feel slow and give it flow. Maybe everything we hold is just controlled by tension in the dark that leaves a mark. Cable hum, we become. Orbit breaks, time shakes, steel bends, nothing ends. Void calls, everything falls. Station starts to fade from view, but still I feel it too, like I am locked within its spin. as the universe burns, and somewhere in the endless spin I begin. Old abandoned underwater city dome, where the ocean made it home. Glass towers buried in the deep, where no one sleeps. Bioluminescent lights still glow, and currents moving slow, like the city never died, just changed its tide. Roads are covered in coral lace, replacing every trace of streets that once held life and sound, now drifting down. Cars are half sediment stone, like they learned to be alone, frozen in a watery dream that flows like steam. A metro tunnel fills with fish that carry every wish of a surface world that fell into ocean spell. No dry air, no sun above, just liquid weight and silent love. Underwater city, deep and wide, where the surface lost its pride. Every building starts to sway, but never drifts away. Ocean city, don't resist. Let the pressure coexist. I don't breathe, I don't define, I just drift inside it. A stadium now filled with reef, where echoes find relief of crowds that once would roar and shout, but faded out. A library of salt and glass, where currents slowly pass through pages written in the flow of things we'll never know. A train still runs beneath the sea on routes of memory that loop through drowned geometry endlessly. No dry air, no sun above, just liquid weight and silent love. Underwater city, deep and wide, where the surface lost its pride. Every building starts to sway, but never drifts away. Ocean city, don't resist. Let the pressure coexist. I don't breathe, I don't define, I just drift inside it. Maybe drowning is not end, but a way the world can bend into something slow and still, without force or will. Maybe silence underwater is the world's own daughter, growing where the land once stood, misunderstood. Water we become, light bends, nothing ends. Reef grows, current flows, time fades, memory stays. The city slowly fades from view, but still I feel it too, like I was always made of sea and history. And I stand within the blue, where nothing feels untrue, just weightless motion through the dark, without a mark that ocean city, don't resist. Let the pressure coexist. I don't breathe, I don't define. I just drift inside it. And as the currents fade tonight, I feel I become the light. Not above, not below, just part of what I know. The ocean keeps the city near, even when I disappear. And somewhere in the endless sea, I still am me.